Hi, I'm Adam, and I like to make things to play games with. Board games, miniature games, tabletop RPGs, and games with action figures. And that's what we're going to be doing today.
We have a visual on the enemy facility now. How are we gonna get closer? There's no cover.
I'm working on it. Just give me a moment here.
You better find us something. There's just open ground between us and the enemy. They need cover, sir. They're going to be sitting ducks out there.
Satcom's down. These maps are archaic. Wait out. I'll find you something.
You better. And make it fast.
So I'm going to use some of these toxic waste candy barrels to make something for my action figures to hide behind.
Kids will love these for Halloween. Don't need those, but I do need them, and that. There's loads of different ways of removing these self-adhesive labels. This is my favourite. If you know a good way of removing them, let me know in the comments. The heat softens the adhesive but doesn't remove it completely. The white spirit removes the adhesive, but there's still a residue. I had to rifle through my bits box to see if there was anything else I might find useful for this build. Ooh, that'll do. Fix anything I'm spraying that might blow away with double-sided tape. I wanted some of the barrels to have a broken and battered feel, so this technique is experimental. I used a pin vise to make some bullet holes. To give the impression of even more wear and tear, I trimmed some of the barrels with a pair of side cutters. Here's a selection of some of the colours I used. Rattle can time.
Maybe I should do a video where I don't have to spray hundreds of things.
Nah. I chose colours to complement Joy Toy's Mecha Depot. And everything gets a quick coat of lacquer. What kind of barrels would they be if I didn't have some central contrasting coloured bands? There's something quite satisfying about peeling these away after you've masked them off. It's quite therapeutic, actually. I'll be using these barrels for my games of Actionverse. Written by Dom over at ToyDomination, Actionverse is a scale and brand agnostic game for your action figures. Check out Dom's channel in the links below.
No plan survives contact with the enemy, so this is where the whole thing fell to pieces. But given the level of weathering that I'm intending to put on the barrels, some might call this a happy accident.
So I did kind of box this up. There were three main things I did wrong. I didn't key the surface, which I could have done with some wet and dry or a scourer. I didn't use a plastic primer, which definitely would have helped. And I could have waited a little longer between putting on the base coat and applying the masking. If you're enjoying this video, click the like button. It'll probably encourage me to make more. Barrels get a liberal coating of burnt umber, which is wiped off with an old t-shirt. It's rinse and repeat on every single one of these. Writing? We can't have that. The soda lids are glued onto the painted Yakult bottles with hot glue. I painted some of the lids black because...
Look, sir, Star Wars.
And these containers get exactly the same treatment with the burnt umber, wiped off, to give it a grimy, lived-in feel. Hit like and subscribe for more builds, tutorials, customs, and action figure games. I wanted to give these a worn and weathered look without resorting to actual rust techniques, so I've selected a variety of colours and I'm using a sponge to stipple them on. I'm using a darker tone on the reds and a much lighter tone on the whites, creams, the blues and the greys. find layering the colours works best, and you can switch back and forth between all the tones that you're using for a more realistic, subtle effect. I dropped a variety of Google images into PowerPoint, resized them, and printed them on a DeskJet printer. There's a heck of a lot of rinse and repeat when you're doing this many. Where the label's got a defined edge, I use a black Sharpie to touch it up. I use PVA to apply the labels and to seal them once they're in place. Applying PVA to both surfaces really helps, particularly if the surface is uneven. Coloured Sharpies or acrylic paint markers are perfect for these edges. If you don't hazard stripe, did you even industrial? It's like every project that took considerably longer than I thought. Shall we finish our story now?
Thanks for watching. Smack that like, hit that subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Approach from the southwest. Old fuel dump. Roger that. Moving into position. Jeez, I can smell their cologne. Hold. On my signal.